To have Josh Abel on our show from the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic. Josh, welcome to the show.
Thanks, I'm glad to be here.
We've had Chris Purnell on, and you guys do some great stuff. And for someone that didn't see the last show, why don't you tell me, you're the executive director.
Correct.
So you're number one there. Tell us a little bit about where you're located and what you do in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'd love to. We started 15 years ago. We're a faith-based organization that we provide free legal services for low-income people. Our office is at 33rd and Meridian, but we offer 10 different intakes each week throughout Indianapolis and beyond. We have an intake up in Noblesville, an intake down in Beech Grove, and so we're kind of scattered throughout the city. We want to be very accessible to low-income folks, and we have a staff of attorneys and hundreds of volunteer attorneys that regularly take cases from us. So that's a little bit about what we do.
What kind of cases are you usually working on for people?
Sure. We mainly focus in 5 different areas. Immigration is our largest practice area, and so we call that program our Immigrants in Crisis program. So we help people who are victims of violent crime or people who are seeking asylum or human trafficking victims, things like that.
Oh, wow.
The second area is housing. And so the foreclosure crisis, we're really trying to be front and center in trying to keep people in their homes. We're also a low-income taxpayer clinic, and so we assist people who are being audited by the IRS or if they have some sort of legal conflict in regards to their tax issues. Family law is another area that we practice. We don't do divorce, so we don't do the actual dissolution of marriage, but any other types of family law issues that come up we can assist on. And then bankruptcy is our other major practice area. But we can assist on a variety of other issues, so workers' compensation issues, supplemental security income issues, employment issues. Anyone can come to any of our intakes and they'll see an attorney for some initial legal advice. And then if they need follow-up representation, then we'll determine if they qualify for our program and we'll start representing them from there.
Now, when Chris Purnell was on, I had asked him, well, 2 things. I wanted to know, do you have to be a Christian? And the answer is no.
Right. We serve anyone and everyone. Anyone can come to an intake. For us to actually accept them as a client, they need to meet our income limits.
And the poverty line is at $15,000 now?
Well,
hasn't it been there for the last 5 years?
Well, it changes. Yeah, it changes every year. It goes up incrementally. So, and we serve people who are at 125% of the federal poverty level or lower. So if they're just over the federal poverty level or lower, and it's actually based on household size. And so I think the last time I checked, for a household of 2 people, I think if they earn about $13,000 a year or lower, then they would fit into our income guidelines.
Wow.
Is that affected if there's children? Let's say if we have a household of 3 or 4 and there's 2 children involved, does that income level go up?
It does, and then the income level goes up, and so we will be able to serve them. And we are able to serve people even if they're over our income limits. We might still be able to assist them. Mm-hmm. We just really want to be able to serve people who can't afford an attorney in the private marketplace.
How many clients do you actually serve in a year, or how many do you think you'll serve this year?
Sure. Last year, we have 2 different programs. So we have our legal representation program, which is where we actually represent clients in their legal matters. We also have what we call a preventive legal education program, where we will go out to places like Wheeler Mission, Salvation Army, Julian Center, and we will present on a legal topic. In those 2 programs together, last year we served over 8,000 people. And we have already surpassed that number this year. Wow. And so we'll serve more than that this year.
I have to ask, human trafficking is a problem in Marion County?
It is surprising. We've identified a handful of human trafficking victims, and the Department of Justice thinks that there are more in central Indiana. And this could be employer based trafficking, where a potential employer promises someone overseas, hey, sign up with me, I'll bring you to America, you'll live the good life, and then they come and end up working 20-hour days at less than minimum wage. There's also prostitution, forced labor into that. We've also, some of our human trafficking victims have actually been people who have been enticed to come to America because their family members are here. And they come and actually live with a family member, and then the family member says, well, now that I paid for you to come over here, you've got to work for me, and it's been high school
man.
kids that we've assisted with. So you can't go to school. You've got to spend your day working, and so they've been forced labor, and so we've been able to assist them with getting a T visa, which is for victims of human trafficking.
Bless you so much.
Is that mostly with immigrants that you see that, or in the immigration field, or do you see that at all with just younger people maybe that may be underage?
Sure, it's you can have I've heard that human trafficking can occur with people who were born in the States. The victims that we've identified have been immigrants who were born elsewhere. They came into the U.S. They may have come in either with documentation or without documentation. But the hook is that once they get here, they are forced into labor. Their documents are taken away, so they have no means of escaping. And so, yeah, it's certainly a problem. We started an education program where we're working in the junior highs and high schools to help educate them about human trafficking, because we realize that many human trafficking victims are kids. And so we figure if we can educate junior high and high school students on some warning signs of human trafficking victims, then they can help be on the lookout and alert their teacher or other authorities if something suspicious is going on.
That's amazing.
And as a Christian and as a lawyer, how do you think you're making an impact on people's lives because of your Christian background?
Sure. Great question. We the first thing that we do, because we're a faith-based organization and we are a ministry, we realize that when people come to us with a legal issue, that's usually just one of very many other issues that they may have. And so we try to do a great job in providing great legal representation to them. But if they come to us and ask to pray with us, then we're certainly happy to do that. And we do that often. We also partner with a lot of churches, and so we refer clients to various churches so that the churches can follow up with them and minister to them in other ways.
That's great. So if someone's listening to the show and they may want to go to one of the outlying areas or contact you if they have a legal problem, what should they do?
They can either call us. Our phone number is 317-429-4131. Or they can go to our website, which is www.nclegalclinic.org. And if they call us or go to our website, they'll be directed to our intake locations, our 10 weekly intake times and locations.
Wow.
And all they have to do is, it's a no appointment necessary, kind of a walk-in intake, and they just come to one of those intakes. They'll talk to an attorney that day, and then we'll process their case from there.
So the intakes are certain times in certain areas, not like all the time.
Correct. Well, yeah, we have intake 6 days a week, so we don't do any intake on Sunday. But it's at all different times, all different locations. We try to be very accessible.
That's great. You guys do a great work, and you're a nonprofit group, correct?
We are. And so our clients don't pay for us. All our services are free of charge. And so in order to keep our staff and pay rent for our building, we do have to raise money to do that. We get an awful lot of grant money that we bring in. We're a United Way agency, so we get some funds from United Way. But also our partnerships with churches and individuals and corporations also contribute to us.
Well, again, you're at the front line, the battle line. If anybody wants to contribute, can they get on your website and contribute?
They can, yeah. Our website has a link where you can donate online.
And again, legal services, and I know I've been practicing 25 years, can be very expensive and very stressful. And to do that for free is amazing, and to represent that many people. Keep up the good work, because that's how the message of Jesus Christ gets out, when people like you are on the front lines and doing it not for all the glory, not to drive a Mercedes or something else, but doing that to really help people.
Thanks. We hope so.
And we really appreciate it.
And you're also on Facebook.
We are, yeah. You
So
can
we'll
add us
have
to
to
your
link.
Facebook.
Right, we'll have to link, and you can be a friend of the show and
There
a
you
friend
go.
of the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic.
Great.
Josh, we really appreciate you coming on the show. We want to have you be a regular on the show and come on and talk a little bit about what you're doing. But just keep up the good work. I know it's tough, especially in the legal field, but you're doing a great job. So.
Great. Thanks so much.
All right.
you.
Thanks for
Very
coming
nice
on
to
the
meet you.
show.
Thank you.
God
Thanks,
bless you,
Tim.
man.
Thank
Take
you.
care. If you want to get a hold of us, you can call us 632-2524, or call me, Tim Rowe. That's my law firm right downtown Indianapolis. Or you can email me. Sometimes that's the better way to go, trowlaw@aol.com. Any questions you have, any comments on the show, and don't forget to check out our websites, RowanHamilton.com, my law firms, and faithinthelaw.com. Great website. You can hear all about Jill's personal story on that one. So definitely check us out. And we're going to go to question of the week as people